Okay, so let's just show a quick example of what it is. So Godot DataTable's basically is bringing in Unreal Engine's data table set to Unreal Engine. And I apologize in advance if my explanations are not great. I don't usually do videos or tutorials or anything like that, so this is going to be as quick and dirty as possible. So within the little doc you'll have here, you have your structure and your data table. Structure basically is going to define all of your columns for your data table and what those properties are. So let's just create one here as an example. So you'll see here we have a lock that's going to lock you from accidental edits if you want to open them just for viewing. You have your new, your load, your close, and then once we open it up we will have to add a new property, revert any changes we had if we opened it before, and then to save as well. So let's just create a new one. We'll call this demo structure just for the video. We'll save it. It generates it for us. It's letting us know we have unsaved changes, which is fine. Let's add a property row, and then once again this is in yellow because it's unsaved. It basically anything that's quote unquote dirty, that means an unsaved state, it's going to highlight that in yellow for us. So we can go through, we'll try to make one for each so we can kind of show how they're done. So let's add a couple in here. So we have strings, string name, int, float, bool. We'll do vector2, skip vector3 because it's basically the same thing. We'll have a color. You can do a texture 2D. You can do, then you have your like normal resources or pack scenes, kind of the similar thing here, so I don't really need to show those. And then if you click all native resource types, you basically get this and you can search it, hit cancel, goes back to string by default, but then custom resources as well. So pull up all custom resources you have and you can choose those as well. Right now, obviously we have data structures and data tables because that's the add-on we're working on. We'll just do data structure just so it shows one, right? And then we can set our default values here. So let's name these quite literal, just so we know what we're dealing with. This will be int, this one will be names, float. I'm adding the s just because these are actually going to be property names in a file as well. So we don't really want it to conflict with that. Texture, 2Ds, and a data structure. Cool. And then basically we can just save this. It's asking us if we want to compile the schema. We hit OK. Save successfully. We have everything here. And then obviously, like I was saying, if you make a change, it lets you know that this row moved, it's in yellow, we have unsaved changes. We can do a revert back. This will let us know there's unsaved changes. Do you want to revert them? Basically, you hit OK, it discards those changes. Then of course you can save it otherwise. If we want to go into a lock state now, it'll let us. Can't edit anything, can't click anything. Everything's kind of disabled for us. This is just for viewing only. Say you opened up your structure, your data set, and you wanted to make sure you didn't accidentally change anything, you can just lock it. Then of course, if you are in a dirty state and you try to lock it, it's going to warn you have unsaved changes. You have to compile or revert the changes before it's going to let you lock that. So we'll revert that. Lock it, cool, whatever. Then we go into data table. Now we have in here, we continue on kind of with the same UI UX to kind of make it as easy as possible. So we have our lock, we have our add. This is our add for the row. We have a few more buttons on the side here I'll go over. So we still have our new or load. We have import, export, and close like our other ones. So if we go back to our structure, we can just close this out now. We don't need it open. Our import, export supports both CSV and JSON. And then our extra buttons here, we have clear table. So this is going to basically wipe out all of the rows in your table, revert changes like we had before. This one here, because you can change the order, sorting your table like anything like Excel or Google Sheets, we wanted to basically do that in a way that was non-destructive. But if you sort it and you prefer it that way and you kind of want your table to load that way every time, you can actually permanently overwrite the table's saved order with the current visual sort. So that's what that button does there. And then of course your save and compile. Now for the import export, you'll notice they're grayed out, and that's intentional. So because we work with data structures, we basically want you to be able to import to either an existing or a newly created table. And that's because it will pull the data structure from that new table based on the import, right? And then export obviously is grayed out because we don't have anything loaded. So basically what I'll show you is now, I won't open an existing, we'll do another one. So we'll call this one demo table, just to follow suit. So now I'm choosing my name in the save location. It's always going to default to the data. Of course, you can change this wherever you like. When I hit save now, it's going to pop up here, and I realized I haven't updated this yet. So that's a problem. I will change that before the release. I was using this fuzzy search. However, fuzzy search does not do anything other than resources, and because we save our structures as GDScript files, that becomes a conflict now. So it's not going to find anything. It's been a while since I tried to create a new one, so I didn't realize my new still followed the fuzzy structure. So that's a fix I have to make. I apologize. That's in the video now. So I'll load up a different table just to kind of give the demo there actually. So just to show it here too, I'll load up my test schema. So this was just me testing a bunch of stuff here. I already had some default values in here, and then my data table, if I open that one now, which as you can see, I can use the fuzzy search for the data table because that's a resource, so that's great. I'll have to convert the second step there. So like here, let's close it out. So you have your two steps. You choose a file location for the name. Obviously you see it didn't create it because we haven't saved it. I'll just do it again, test, and then automatically will ask you for what data structure you want. And that's key, right? It locks in what your data structure is, and that it uses a lot of the functionality for setting up your rows and columns. But we'll keep this open for the demo because I kind of want to show you some of the neat features too when with what happens when you edit a structure while it's already in a data table. So let's open up our existing. Now you'll see we have inline editing. So for strings and stuff like that, you just double click it. Obviously we can lock it. Now I have nothing. I can't do nothing. It even gets rid of our actions over here. I can clear the table, sure. I didn't really want to do that. Let's revert it back, bring it back. Nice inline editing for this. But things like, you'll notice for vectors or colors, maybe you don't want to just manually edit it. So now when you click those, you actually will get a pop-up, and you can change those values, whatever you want. Let's do 999. You'll see it update. This is also giving us that yellow warning for rows. Cool, let's just save it, doesn't matter. It's all a test table. We have our filtering, so I could put in, let's say 3. I guess they all have 3. Let's try making this a little different. Let's go ABA, A, B, C, AB, or ABA, all ABBA for a second. And we just go 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So now that I have that, so if I go A, B, A, 1, 2, you see 1 drops out, and 3. So we have our filtering. It's pretty common. And then obviously for these changes, let's revert everything for a second. So you see the inline editing, you get your color picker, which is nice. Let's change. So if we move this up and save, okay. You'll notice now it moved up here as well. So your column changes are dynamic. Save that back, get our color back to the outside. So that's how you rearrange your rows. That's another reason why we link the structure, obviously. We also have drag and drop for reordering. You'll notice it does reorder on the side there for us. Then let's revert out of that. Then we have, like I said, we can do our table sorting just by clicking. You also have right click, so you can clear a cell or reset it to a default value. So clear the cell, reset to default, which is test. In this case, we have our default just set as test. But if we change this to default value and hit save, boom, you'll notice when we go reset to default, pulls default value. What else can I show you here? So another one, if we sort it, now you see test is at the top. You can lock that in. That's now our new sort row. You see here 1, 2, 3. Save, close, reopen it. Test is at the top. Our new sort is saved. And then obviously with lock, you can't drag and drop. I think that's about, oh wait, no, we have delete and stuff. So delete, we can delete a row. Let's revert that, I don't want that deleted. Or we can duplicate a row. And then obviously your row IDs are all string names. So we don't let you get rid of row ID. Obviously that's intentional. That's all for our dictionary lookups. Let's delete that out of there. And yeah, then you can rename them whatever you want, but of course you can't name them all the same thing. It does have inline regex and confirmation to confirm that you are not naming it something that's already been named. You can duplicate your row IDs as 1, 2, 3 if you want, if you prefer to keep a row number as your row ID. Obviously for some games or skills or something you might want a literal name like fireball spell or something, it's totally up to you. But that's about it. Other than that one little fix now I gotta do to change back to loading through proper dialogue rather than the fuzzy load. I think it's just about ready to ship, and I hope you guys like what you see and find it useful.